Hi, Bruce Battles, Technical Agronomy Manager. I'm here today at our Clay Center, Kansas research site, agronomy research site, and we're in one of our soybean trials. And the soybean trial we're in today looking at is our seed care or seed treatment evaluation study. We've got a lot of different things in this trial to look at, Syngenta seed care products in comparison to major competitors in there. But one of the things we're really looking at today is also the differences between untreated checks. A lot of people are still talking about, do they really need a seed treatment? So we want to have that as a comparison. But then also we hear more and more from people asking, well, do we really need to have the seed applied insecticide in there? Or does it matter in general what's in there? Is it just as long as it's colored seed, it's fine? And so one of the things we really wanted to dive into and understand a little bit better is what really is in that seed treatment. Even if it is just, it does have a coating on there, does what's in there matter? And so one of the key comparisons we're looking at here is a fungicide only, which is on my right, versus a full fungicide package with seed applied insecticide. So in this case, on my left, I have Cruiser Max Apex, which is the new seed treatment that was just launched this year. On my right here, I have Vibrance Trio, which is a fungicide only package, no Cruiser insecticide in there. And if you look within there, you can tell a noticeable difference in the height. You can see a noticeable difference in the canopy in there between. And the interesting part about that is, since both of them had the same exact rates of fungicide in there, what was driving that difference in there? In this case, if we look through the canopy here and underneath the residue in here and dig around, we can find a lot of insect pressure. The insect culprit in this case was bean leaf beetle. A lot of times bean leaf beetle will overwinter, and they'll emerge first on those early planted beans and really go to town with feeding on those first planted beans and cause a lot of scarring to the cotyledons and defoliation. As you can see in some of these, we can still see defoliation here with holes in the leaves as we go through. And that's the major difference, is the growth was slowed on these fungicide only beans due to the early season insect feeding, mainly bean leaf beetle here in this case. One of the challenging things with the seed treatment and with managing insects and soybeans in general and a lot of crops is determine what you need and when you need it. In an ideal world, we'd scout and spray and manage things on a case-by-case scenario. But with soybeans, especially with bean leaf beetle, it's really challenging to do this. A lot of times by the time you've waited, you scoured the field, you've identified the bean leaf beetle pressure, a lot of this damage were already there. We could come in and control it with a foliar insecticide, but a lot of the early setback was there already. We may help for later in the season, second, third generation bean leaf beetles that could come later in the growing season, knock that overall pressure down with insecticide. But that was the value of preventative type of approach, a proactive approach of using seed applied insecticide with the full insecticide and fungicide. One of the unique things that we also have going here with this is, I mentioned our Cruiser Max Apex, which is a new fungicide insecticide package. Is that the Apex part is in addition to the historical Cruiser Max Vibrance. We've added a second mode of action for controlling a lot of your Pythium as well as Phytophthora. If you think about the two main diseases in soybean seedling diseases, Pythium and Phytophthora rank among the highest in there. And Pythium, especially in a cool, wet spring, can really cause a lot of damage, whereas a wet, warmer spring, Phytophthora can cause a lot of early season damage. So again, that combination of insecticide, a second mode of action for Pythium and Phytophthora, in addition to the known and tried and true products such as Apron and Maxim that form up Cruiser Max Vibrance, and they come together and give a really complete package and get the beans off to an early start and good early growth and development to help us get more nodes and from that early season growth. Just another angle to give you a view of what we're seeing in these trials today. Again, you can see the last row of the Cruiser Max Apex, the seed treatment with insecticide as well as fungicide. And again, that first row of the Vibrance Trio, the fungicide only package without insecticide. So again, on this 4-row plot, if we go over 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're in the other break over here. Again, these beans on the left, these are Max Vibrants, so they don't have the second mode of action for Pythium and Phytophthora in there. But again, they look really good in this field here that didn't have Pythium or Phytophthora pressure in the last row of the fungicide only. So 4 rows you can see on that side, and the dip down and the growth back up here on the right hand side made a world of difference, and it's very repeatable across this whole trial. So again, this is Bruce Battles, Technical Agronomy Manager, and here at our Clay Center, Kansas site. Have a great season.